and rice every day.
Hell yeah. You could order off the dollar menu at McDonald's.
But you'd only get 2 to 3 items per day.
Yeah.
That's like not enough calories.
It's enough to live, though.
Not really. No, it's not.
You don't think so?
No, you can't live off of.
You think you can ask for extra, like, fat on it for free? Just like,
Can you give me the fat, please?
yeah.
That's not a bad idea.
$20 a week. That's what I think for if you're limited money, that's probably what you'd want to do. Is like order like stuff like that. Like if you had to survive a week in a city, I think that's your
In a city?
Yeah, that's your best way.
Yeah, I mean, live in the country. Hi, Gina.
Hey, Gina.
I feel like I wouldn't want to live in the city if I was a hobo.
That's where they all go, though.
It is, because that's where all the like services are.
Right.
And that's where all the people are that they can be like, you got any change? Boy, that sounds offensive, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
I think the best thing would. I wonder why going in the woods isn't an option for most people.
Government.
Government?
If they find you there.
Yeah, but what's the chances they find you there?
They find people there.
If you're out just
They're
saying,
doing it right now.
Oh, are they?
It happens all the time.
Just
that
say
they find
tenting.
somebody and they're like, oh yeah, well you can do that for up to 3 days if you have a permit.
Oh,
you can do it for up to 3 days out of every 10 or something if you have a permit.
Ouch. Okay.
Yeah, no, they.
Yeah,
it's insane.
But you'd think that
it's like it's supposed to be public land. It doesn't mean that you should just squat there, but
yeah,
I don't know. It's kind of a crazy thing.
Yeah, I was watching a documentary on Skid Row, and it was like that place is insane.
In Los Angeles?
Yeah. No. Well, yeah, Los Angeles. Yeah, that's exactly where it is. And I was like, no,
yes.
It's like a certain part of I can't remember where they were saying in the documentary, but
Skid Row.
Yeah, people are living in like the sewers and stuff. It's wild, crazy. Can't imagine.
I would not want to live in a sewer. Although I did see one drain a couple weeks ago that I was like, that could be a good shelter if you ever needed one. Just temporary. That sounds like a weird thing to say.
In Yates County, there's no homeless people.
That's false.
That's what we figured out at the legislator from our what I don't know who takes care of it. Is it DSS? That anybody who has asked for a place to live has been put up.
Okay, well that's different than having no homeless people.
Right. Well, I mean, pretty much we're doing our job at if you need a place and you come and ask for assistance, the county puts them up. So, or DSS puts them up. So, it's pretty good. So,
the only thing that makes me question, like that sounds really good.
Mm-hmm.
Like up front, that's obviously a good thing. Here's my question is, are there people who aren't asking and why?
Don't know.
Because I know for a fact that there are people who are living homeless.
Yeah. Well, they should go ask.
They should go ask, but maybe they don't know that they should. Maybe they don't know how to. I don't know. I don't want to like speculate on all those details without having the information in front of me.
Tough to say. I wonder if they if police or anybody, any person goes up to them and says, hey, you can go to DSS, or hopefully I'm not throwing people at DSS now, but I think they're the ones that do it, and you can go talk to them and they'll find you somewhere to stay. So.
Yeah. I gave a homeless guy a ticket for a free dinner one day. And he didn't show up.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah.
Well, but so that's pretty good for when I heard that, I was pretty proud of the county. That's good.
Yeah. I know that we've got over 100 homeless people in Yates County.
Over 100?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
I did not know that.
I wonder how do you find that information?
Of how many homeless people there are?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just know we get a report monthly on how many homeless people that we have that we can't put in homes or anything. So
I bumped into a couple folks over the summer who were searching the outlet trail for homeless people because they were taking a census. So, and I'm assuming it's related to what you're talking about.
well,
They were trying to take a census of the homeless people,
yeah,
so that they would know, like, what you're talking about, how many resources we need to ask for, what resources they're getting, those kinds of things. Interesting. Well, it'd be interesting to see. So was that something at the meeting?
Yeah.
The legislative
yeah.
meeting?
Every month, there's a report in the government ops.
So it's a committee meeting.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Where they talk about, the homeless, how we've helped them. A big one is children. Like bad children. They try to find places to like take the kids that get in a lot of trouble and stuff.
Okay.
And I think there was only one time that we couldn't find a bed for a kid to go to because like everyone was like full. Other than that, that's pretty much it. So
yeah. Anyway, I don't know where that information is. It'd be interesting to see if it's changing over time. But I know that within the past couple of years, at least, probably pre-pandemic, I got that number of 100.
yeah.
So I'm sure it's changed since then.
Yeah, I'd like to know where it is. I'd like to see it.
Why don't you have an investigation?
I will try to figure it out.
We should find out what was. Have we heard anything? I don't know if I don't want to put you on the spot. So but have we heard anything about the phone lines for 911 being down this week?
Nothing.
I know they were investigating. I know somebody's investigating it. So, but that's like, I realize that I need the I need the emergency like direct numbers for all of the places, like posted
somewhere
at work,
yeah,
at home, like, or in my phone or something. Like, it should be somewhere.
Yeah, I don't know
just
how
in
that
case that
happens.
ever happens again, because that's concerning.
I don't know how it even could happen. So, I mean, unless your firmware gets hacked or something like that. I mean, I don't know. I'm not sure.
Oh, like, I don't know. It
Yeah.
could be anything.
Yeah, I don't know.
Could be anything.
I don't know. It would take all of it down. That's pretty interesting.
It's just for these two counties, though.
Yeah, but
it's just one, or I don't know. It's like one phone system.
Yeah, that's true. I guess if the phone lines go down, right? I guess that kind of does it.
That's what they said, some kind of interruption to the phone lines. So,
well,
anyway,
there you go. We went in with a hard opener. Everyone's like, what is going on?
Impact Yates campaign rages on. I've started to see some photos rolling in of people's volunteer work and cleanups and picking up cigarette butts and stuff like that. And just imagine that, picking up some cigarette butts can get you $100 worth of Yates County gift certificates.
There you go.
That's kind of a cool incentive to share a picture and, inspire some other people to join in as well, I think.
Have you gotten a lot of submissions for it?
Not as many as I thought.
Yeah.
Not as many as I thought. I put out a press release on earlier this week, so we'll see who, if anybody picks it up or not. It'd be nice to get that information out there. So if you're listening to this, share that information with your friends. Let people know. If you go onto the It's Rahr Facebook page, all the information is right there on how to do it. Or if you go to itsrahr.com, itsrahr.com, it has all the information on how to participate. If you don't even do social media, just email it to itsrahr@gmail.com. And, it's cool if it's like, a lot of people don't want to enter themselves. They feel like they need to enter somebody else. Enter yourself.
Yep.
If you're out doing something, that's what this is for. And by entering yourself, it will inspire other people to join in, I think. I know that last year we had some litter cleanups, and the first one was like 1 or 2 people, and the third or fourth one we had a half a dozen or more. So just join in, do that kind of stuff, and you might be able to magnify the impact you can have.
Yeah.
So.
You guys went on a lot of them last year.
Yeah.
Is it really cranked it up?
We had some pretty good sized groups some of the time. So, just makes things better for everybody. And
Nice.
we've got, like I said, the 18th Amendment, the Burnt Rose, the Cuca Candy Emporium, all supporting it. And we'll see about working on some other things that we might even be able to add some stuff, or if we don't add some stuff this month, maybe we'll extend beyond the month and be able to do some little things after the month is over. But this is National Volunteer Month, so
National Volunteer Month.
it's time to, and Earth Day is coming up. If you're doing anything for Earth Day or Earth Week,
and it's Palm Sunday today,
take a picture. Is today Palm Sunday?
Yeah. It's a good day to clean up litter for Palm Sunday.
Palm it.
Yeah, palm the litter.
Palm the litter. Wear a glove.
There you go.
Palm the litter. I saw snow today, so that's horse shit.
Did you really? I saw it was like raining. I didn't notice. I didn't
oh
see
no,
any
it was
white
snowing
flakes.
here.
Really?
It was snowing here. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So
stay away from Penn.
Make the day better. Share some pictures. It's rare. Hashtag Impact Yates. Do it. I don't know.
Nice.
I don't want to like just only push that, but just seriously share it with other people, because more people need to know about this so that they can get in on it. And really, how often do you get a chance to recognize volunteers this way? It's just like the volunteers are always there in the background, and it's just so cool to be able to maybe do something to kind of show that we're grateful for that.
Yeah.
And get more people to join in.
I know a lot of people volunteer, and like you were saying the other day, it's just most of these people don't expect anything. They just do it.
Yeah.
It's one of those things.
So, but that's the thing. That's what makes this harder than I expected it to be.
And the people that
people don't want anything
are with them are also the same type of people. They just don't care. They just do it.
Yeah.
So no one's going to take pictures because
right.
It's
but they'll get more people to join in,
right, by
sharing it. Like the more visible it becomes, the more that they see that, like, oh, one of my friends is excited about this. I also like that. It happens all the time. It'll grow.
Do you think that they think of it as volunteering?
Not always.
I mean, most people might think it's just like, hey, this is like what I do. This is who I am.
You can,
it's like person. Yeah.
Literally, so, you're picking up trash on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
Send it in. If you're, I don't know, like making like donations to some program, even like volunteering at an event, like that kind of stuff. I mean, that is seen more as volunteering, but people wouldn't even think of that sometimes.
Yeah.
And you know what? If you don't want the gift certificates, how about this is a way that you can have impact by, you win the gift certificate and then you can donate it, or you can give it to a friend. They make great gifts. So
nice.
It's right in the name. Do what you want to do with it. If you want to have a nice night out, which you deserve, you should do that. And if not, then share with your friends. Share with your friends. I don't know. I don't know what else to say.
What happened to seeing people from jail cleaning up the side of the roads? Do you see that anymore? Is that a thing?
You're the expert on what happens in jail.
You don't see that really.
Do you think?
I've never been to jail, people, if that's what you're thinking.
That's not true. You've been to jail.
I've never been arrested and went to jail. Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, I wonder why they don't do that anymore. I never see it. Used to see it all the time.
Maybe they just don't have staff dedicated to that, or I don't know. What would that even be called?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's a work detail.
Like there's community service. Now you can get that. But
maybe the 13th Amendment really sucks, first off, because it was supposed to abolish slavery, but they threw in there except as punishment for a crime. Did you know that?
I believe I did know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's insane.
So what do you think about, you don't like that it says except for work is crime?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like they used it immediately. They immediately manipulated that and made things that they made things that they made laws that they could easily convict certain people of, mostly poor people or minorities. This was, I mean, I'm talking 100+ years ago now, but
Right.
it in some ways continues, obviously. And literally throughout the South, it was commonplace to um, like essentially rent out the prisoners to do work on
Well,
like plantations and otherwise.
okay.
Like they would literally, okay, now the government's allowed to own them, but you're not. So
Huh.
what you do is you pay the government rent, and like you can get a certain number of prisoners for a certain amount of time, and it's atrocious.
Yeah, it's not good.
Very bad.
I've always thought community service was a great way for, it's like, hey, instead of just making these people, some of them just down on their luck, sit in a jail cell all day, let them get out there, clean up, do community service, be a part of the community a little bit.
Yeah.
And maybe things will get better. But
yeah, and I'm not sure, like that's a different, it's just like, how do you separate the two, It's
don't
just,
know.
you know what I mean? It's like, how do you make sure that it doesn't get abused if you do it that way? Because I've seen great things with people who have committed crimes and then are doing community service, and they really get into it and they build like healthier relationships with other volunteers, and like, yeah, they get invested in the community. They really do want to do something to help the community that maybe they in some way harmed.
Yeah.
And so I don't know, like I've seen good things there. And if it teaches you, especially in those situations where it teaches you like job skills, I guess the thing would be that if you're asking them to do work, I don't know, volunteer. I don't know. That's tricky. I'd have to think on that more. But I can see like in scenarios where they're being forced to do work, I don't think you should be forced to do work. I think it should be optional at least.
Oh, I think it is. I don't think
So
you're
if it's
ever.
at least
They can't
optional.
physically.
Oh, they can.
Well, they don't physically
Yeah.
do it because at this point, inmates have a lot of rights, and there's lawyers just looking. Like they will seriously go into the jails and like say like, "Hey, how you being treated? Is there you want to sue the guards
they
or
also,
sue the jail?"
but they also get paid like 9 cents an hour, right,
Yeah.
to do work.
Yeah. So most of the time, any volunteer work in a jail, it's like a lot of the guys in there are excited to do it.
Right.
Because who the hell wants to sit there all day and do nothing? That's why
I love the idea of giving somebody a job skill that they can, you take somebody who has never had maybe the right influences in their life. They've never had an opportunity to learn certain things. And then you put them with somebody who will teach them those things. And then it's rehabilitation instead of punishment at that point. Like it's actually taking somebody and giving them an opportunity to learn something that will make them better when they get out of jail instead of worse.
Yeah. Especially, and we're talking jail. Every time you say jail, everyone's always like murderers. It's what they always think. We're not saying prison. We're not saying
or prison. I mean,
but
even
now
prison,
we're talking about it. We're talking about jails, though.
And prisons have a lot more resources.
Way more. Yeah, there's a lot more there.
Insanely
more. Believe it or not, New York State's pretty good. I've told you, I think we're ahead of the pack when it comes to how people are treated in there. Compared to, there was a guy in there. He was from a different state. I don't know where he's from, Mississippi or something. And he's like, Mississippi, like you're just lost. Like you're like done. Like no one cares about you. Like,
did you say jail or prison?
Well, I think he was in a prison there. So
yeah,
and he's like, and it was all DWIs and stuff. So
yeah,
but this was a long time ago.
I've heard from some people who were at Rikers working as employees there.
Jeez, okay, that's a big time prison.
They were like employees there.
Max
and
security.
I heard from some of them that the employees are just as bad as the inmates at that place. So
sure.
I just don't know the answer to that.
Yeah, that's a little different. Like big prisons down there, something like that's a lot different than county programs that I've seen. So
Yeah, I just don't know. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on in there.
New York State's famous for the biggest prison riot ever. So
Attica.
yeah, not too far from where you grew up, really. Is it? Is that
No closer than we are?
Oh, is it not? Oh, I thought that was a little bit closer.
Not really.
No. Oh, damn. Well, I thought it was.
No.
So.
Attica. I used to.
I always felt like Kansas State.
I had a job in Warsaw though. That's like right down the road from Attica.
Really?
Yeah.
Warsaw. That's a small little town.
Not Poland. Not Warsaw, Poland.
What the heck? Their high school's 2 schools, Warsaw something. I can't remember what it's called. Yeah. Anyways.
Well, this really got off the rails, didn't it?
I started memorizing.
As soon as we started talking about homelessness in Yates County, everything.
Well, homelessness, straight to jail, straight to programs. I mean, because that's usually, that's the cycle, though.
Let's see what New York State. Well, they're closing a bunch of prisons and stuff too, and drug treatment programs and otherwise in New York State now. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, they're closing one of the facilities in Elmira, and everybody's throwing a fit about it.
Huh.
But mostly because of the jobs. They're more worried about the jobs. But yeah.
Interesting.
Let's see. News. New York State prison news.
Oh.
Well, that's unfortunate. Unpleasant.
Author sues New York prisons for banning book about the Attica uprising.
What?
There you go. I was talking about Attica. Yeah, that was crazy. You ever seen the documentary on that?
Not really. I don't think I have.
Wild, man.
Are you serious right now? I hate these articles where it's got like the big I just want to. I'm not going to sign in.
Those are the best when you go into an article. I think the one that's the most famous for it is the New York Times.
Oh, yeah.
You like scroll like 2 seconds and New York Times is like, hey, you want to read the rest of this? Bam.
Actually, it's going to be $2.
It's like, yeah, okay. Never mind. Like, I actually don't want to know.
Your stuff, if you made it so it was worth $2, we would all read it. How about that?
So a lot of these, I can't believe pages like that do that. Because, they get paid for clicks on their page.
Yeah.
I think the most genius ones are the people that make it so when you click, if you want to keep reading, you have to click, which refreshes the page to the next.
No, those irritate the hell out of me, and I just don't do it. I just don't do it.
You don't ever, if you really want to know,
I go find another article.
Oh, really?
I'm like, nope, I don't want to know about tangerines that much. I'm gonna go do another search.
It's every time you click, it's like 5 cents for them. They're like, yep, thank you.
Go find the same article for free on another page.
That was 1971.
1777. New York State's birthday, April 20th, 1777.
No, I'm talking about the...
Yes, 1971.
Yeah, there you go. Interesting.
Unconstitutionally banned her book.
Hey, anyways, I guess we can go on a lighter subject. We were talking about it before we got here about Elon Musk buying Twitter shares.
Twitter?
That was that's pretty interesting. What is the stake? What is the main stakeholder in Twitter? What do you think how much they own?
He's it.
He owns the most.
He's the largest. Yes. Whoa. He owns more than anybody else.
Nice. Can you 9.2% of Twitter shares?
And Elon Musk floats turning Twitter's headquarters into a homeless shelter.
Oh my God, here we go.
And he made the proposal via a Twitter poll, which we know he's gotten in trouble for Twitter polls lately.
Oh boy. Can you imagine having that much money that you can just say, you know what, I'm just gonna buy 9% of your company. So
So what do you think? Do you think? Serious question. Is Elon Musk Batman? He's got like he's got fuck you money.
Yeah.
And then some. He's got cool car. He like goes around trying to save the world. Like he tried to rescue those kids in that mine, that soccer team or whatever. He's trying to get us to Mars so that if there's an extinction event on Earth, the human race will survive.
I always thought Iron Man, but Batman, I could see Batman, but I always thought he's more of an Iron
but he doesn't
Man.
wear a suit thing. Like he doesn't wear I guess Batman has the thing, the costume.
So, and Iron Man's like a
but he's more known for
playboy.
his car. But he's more known for his car than he is for and he doesn't seem like a playboy either. Like he's not
he's got a lot of kids and different women.
They're all like surrogates.
No.
They're all surrogates.
No. You should.
No, he's having one right now with a surrogate.
Yeah, but the other he's been married a bunch of times, man. He's an interesting fellow. So I mean, I'm sure maybe he is having one with a surrogate right now, but definitely.
Who are Elon Musk's kids and who are their mothers? I thought he only had like 2 kids.
No, he's got a bunch of kids. Yeah.
What? I didn't know he had 7 other kids. Exa dark side rail. Sidrel.
So
sidereal.
That's his 8th child.
Sidereal.
Phil.
Sidereal is his nicknamed Y is the 8th child for Musk. Here's a look at his other children. How do you pronounce that? Oh, X-A12.
Uh-huh.
I thought that was his first kid. I didn't know that.
Yeah, and he's had like 3 or 4 wives, I believe.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Well, if he's marrying him, that doesn't really make him a playboy, does it?
Yeah, it kind of does.
You think so? If he marries him?
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's
there's
a certain amount of wives
until twins.
Until you start saying that you like to have fun.
Twin boys with Justine Wilson. And they have like quasi-normal names, Griffin and Xavier. And then they had a son named Nevada who died from SIDS. Jesus, that's horrible. Kai, Saxon, and Damian Musk, triplets. Okay, so these are like multiple births. These are all multiple births. He had twins. He had triplets. Do you think that it's because they're all artificially?
Don't know. No clue.
Surrogates or something, or no?
I just watched an interview where somebody was interviewing him about his love life, and it was pretty interesting. So.
Huh. Yeah, I guess he has been married a few times, huh?
Yep.
I have no comment there. All right, well that is your Elon Musk news of the day.
Oh God.
The Elon Musk update. Did you see the little house that he has?
Yeah. Once you told me about it, I looked it up.
Apparently, the story is that he sold all of his houses. He doesn't own any real estate.
Interesting.
He doesn't own any real estate because he sold all of it. But he lives in this $50,000 mini house made by Boxable. And it's like, it's the most simple thing. And he rents it from SpaceX. And it's on SpaceX property.
Oh, boy.
Wonder what he pays for rent.
I
kind of want to get one of these and just drop it on my land.
Sure. Just need a septic and foundation. Be good. Or just a slab, probably. Probably just
in a well.
A little.
In a well.
Now you got creek or whatever we call it there. Outlet. Just drink out of that.
Gross.
Just boil the water.
You know that's.
I'm sure Hawkeye drinks out of it all the time and he's fine.
Which one? You mean that little like?
No, I'm talking
the actual outlet.
Yeah.
You know that's where the water from Penyan's effluent goes to, right?
Yeah. All you do is you just boil it and you got good drinking water.
That's a hard pass, Jesse. That's a hard pass.
Listen, we're hole in the ground.
Hole in the ground. Of a cat, one of those cat holes.
He's gonna look like freaking one of the hobbits from Lord of the Rings living in the ground. Oh boy.
It'll be my bat cave. Dig a cave. I'll tell you what, that place would be a really cool spot if you could like dig out and build.
You got a nice hill.
Like into that and have just like one-way glass on windows just facing out into the ravine.
I think the erosion would be immense. Trying to like build into it.
You think so?
Yeah, I think it would definitely undermine the top of the hill.
It's too steep.
Yeah.
Well, I'm okay with the top of the hill being undermined.
Yeah. We'll see. Yeah, you can always try.
I'm okay with like just digging that out and then being on top of it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Let's see. A hole in the ground sounds good, Gene. That's what I was thinking.
All I really need is a hole in the ground.
If you put, the only problem is like support, but I was thinking like you dug a hole and you tried to like cake it down, the dirt, and then put plaster, and then you just need a little support and you got your little hole in the ground.
Do you know what's a really disturbing like construction term?
What?
So like when you bury a log or something and then tie a cable to it and then like have that be a support, it's called a dead man.
Yeah, the dead man.
Yeah. That's kind of disturbing.
Oh, really?
That a dead man is like something that you bury and attach a rope to keep your shit from falling down the hill. It's like it's kind of,
it's not a,
oh, we're gonna bury it, it's a dead man.
You don't hear about it much anymore, like,
for like retaining walls and stuff. Right?
Retaining walls, stuff like that. But behind, a lot of times, like if you do hear much about it, it'll be like,
is there some new woke term for it?
Like the steep
dead person,
steep slopes, you'll hear about it more. It's like because they're trying to put in like heavy retaining.
Do you think that it is would my place be considered a steep slope?
That hill? Oh yeah. Not even, that's no joke. Anything with more than a 15% incline is a steep slope. So
okay, yeah, that's pretty tame. 15%.
You'd be extreme.
Yeah, it'd be a pretty.
And when you dig on a steep slope, you're supposed to do a 3x3. So you dig 3 foot and then shelf 3 foot,
like a terrace.
Yeah. So called the 3x3. It's OSHA rules. So that makes sure that if anything sloughs, it's only that like 3 foot will slough off, not the entire bank.
Right. So instead of the whole thing sliding, it just like the tips do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
and then
by the time you 3x3'd your hill, there'd be no hill.
Yeah. What's the deal with the well, that's fine.
Yeah.
Right. I don't need a hill.
There you go.
What's the deal with the where they have the like wire mesh with all the little rocks in it that they use for retaining walls now? Like instead of having it be solid, it's just like, I don't know. It's crazy.
I don't know. I don't think I've seen it.
You've seen it.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I can't. I'd have to see it to know, but I don't really know. Okay. I've seen stuff like that. That one there.
I
thought you were saying like pebble stones.
Oh no,
okay, so good size stones.
Yeah. I mean, they're bigger than.
So most people don't do that, Phil. They use bigger rocks. I think people like the.
This is big. I'm seeing more and more of this though. I'm seeing more and more of this.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I've never seen one built anywhere near me or inspected one.
There's one on the outlet here.
Okay.
Right by the.
That's cool. Look at that little design that person did in the one.
This one?
No, down. Left.
Down.
Bam.
Oh,
that's cool. It's pretty nifty.
This looks kind of neat.
Yeah,
Just put a
drainage.
spotlight and have drainage on
Yeah.
it.
You always need drainage.
until it looks disgusting. It looks really cool. Eventually, that's gonna look horrible.
Yeah, I don't know how much of a thing. I think most people love the big landscaping stones,
Oh yeah.
and that's why you see mostly big landscaping stones.
I don't know if this is cheaper or if it's, I don't know what it is, but they're like, I've just seen it more.
There's something about mesh to me that looks chintzy and cheap. I don't love it. Yeah.
Well,
Even though that one looked pretty cool. I
yeah.
like the idea of a design of
What
the
about that one?
rocks. Yeah. I think that's sweet. Until they all get muddy and washed out and they all look
and all the weeds like growing up through them and stuff.
It's like that's not a dude. So talking about some weird construction, people have no clue how much goes into a driveway.
Oh yeah, well that's
Everyone thinks a driveway is just like just put down some stone. Like I'm telling you, I hear people say it all the time. Like they'll be doing like an 800-foot driveway, and they'll come to me and be like, "Hey, I'm like, how long is your driveway? 800 feet?" They're like, "Yeah, we're just gonna put crush and run and drive over it." I'm like, "No, you have no clue how much money you're about to spend."
Yeah,
because I always try to tell people. So you scuff off the entire thing, and then you dig drainage.
Yeah,
and then you lay down
because you don't want the water to run down it, or else it's gonna wash out.
Right. Then you lay down. It's almost
geotextile.
It's like almost, people change. Some people put down like road, like driveway. There's like this stuff you can buy so weeds can't grow up through it.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of different things. And then the way they build it up is insane. You put in like big, heavy cobblestones.
Yep.
Lay it down. And then you put in a number 2 on top of it. And then you finally put your crush and run. I mean, driveways are like, if people only knew what a really good driveway costs.
Oh yeah.
And then
the base is not cheap.
Yeah. I mean, you're talking a 500-foot driveway is probably $20,000. That's just a driveway.
Yeah.
And then you got people like Danny Wegman who blacktopped his driveway and put heated the entire driveway. Can
that
you
would
imagine?
be awesome. I would love that.
They have like a $200,000 driveway. You're like, oh, it snowed. Just like click your button and it heats the snow off.
You don't think it's like has sensors built in?
I don't.
I would
almost say no, because I'd be worried that like rain or cold rain would kick it on, and
who cares?
They wouldn't want to use.
You're a billionaire.
That's true. Yeah, dude.
It's probably on all the time.
I think people
It probably keeps it from ever freezing.
Maybe.
Probably just has
the snow just melts.
Probably just has liquid circulating the whole time, because you're not going to just have it turned on when it snows, because you don't want the stuff to freeze. I know it has antifreeze in it.
Yeah. No, that's wild. A lot of people don't know that how much when they think of Wegmans, they don't know that I think they're in the top. Is it 500 richest people in the world or something like that? The Wegmans are. Yeah.
They're crushing it.
Yeah. It's wild.
With that cheese section.
You ever gotten food like to eat there?
All the time.
It's top notch.
Yeah, whenever I can. Yeah. It's but if you go to the prepared foods, first off, all the food there is too expensive.
It's pretty expensive.
All of it's too expensive.
But you get like great. That's the only
it's good quality.
You can get bison.
And the selection is insane. Yeah, like you can find stuff there that you can't get anywhere.
Yeah.
But it's too expensive. And if you go to the like prepared foods area, like that stuff's just insane. It's outrageous.
Yeah.
Like like when you get the little container and you fill it up, it's like $13 a pound or $14 a pound or something. That's not even that much food.
Yeah. Well, I freaking love it. So I guess
it does taste good.
Yeah. I can't believe how good it is.
I can't believe that they keep that amount of food just out all the time. Can you imagine how much food Wegmans throws away?
A lot.
It's got to be a lot.
Yeah.
Because I think they can't save this stuff.
No.
Like all of it gets thrown away.
Sure. The best part is a Wegman sub. If people have never had one, they just don't know.
Not better than an oak leaf sub though. Those subs are banging. Got to go to Oak Hill and get one of those subs at Wegmans. Reducing waste as a win for the community. Sustainability at Wegmans. Let's see. our mission, our vision. Oh, they donate 26.8 million pounds of perishable and non-perishable foods. Is this per year or is this ever? 30 locations working with local farmers and organizations to provide animal feed. Oh, that's a good idea.
70.8 million pounds of food waste diverted. Wow.
That's insane. Like that
is insane.
70.8 million.
Jesus.
106 stores participate in Wegmans Zero Waste Initiative.
Yeah, everyone always tries to find like bad things about Wegmans and why they're a bad company because, you know, we can never have decent companies around, it feels like. I think they do a good job. So take care of their employees.
Seems all right. It's like it's always like the number 2 best place in America to work, isn't it? Like everybody, like every year it's always named number 2. What's number 1?
Probably Barrington Distillers.
Anywhere that you can work from home.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, literally just being able to put in the laundry and then know that you're going to be able to switch it to the dryer.
And people fight saying that working from home is unproductive. And I have a hard time believing that. I feel like until you try, how do you know that your productivity is going to fail?
Well, we all did it for like, I mean, not all of us, but most of us did it for like at least several months, if not a year.
How many times have you gone into a business where people are there and they're just talking, literally just sitting there talking? They're not working.
Yeah, but they're building relationships and teamwork and those kinds of things so that, you know.
Gotcha, Phil. Right.
Well, there's something to be said about like being able to interact with your coworkers.
Yeah, if you need to.
No, there's like something to be said about like having a relationship with your coworkers, like liking your coworkers.
Yeah. Well,
like not just using them for a function.
But there's a lot of businesses where you don't really need to do that. So Bain and Company, sorry.
The number 1 best place to work in 2021 is Bain and Company. It's management consulting.
Are they the ones? Oh,
NVIDIA. No, that's number 2.
Oh, okay. That place must make NVIDIA, a lot of money.
In-N-Out
Burger.
Number 3, In-N-Out Burger. Wait, are we getting higher or lower? Because I thought no, that's 4.6, 4.5, that was 4.5. HubSpot.
Interesting, man.
That seems like something you could do from home. McKinsey and Company. What are these places? Management consulting. Apparently management consulting is where it's at.
Yeah, should have got into it.
Probably paid a whole bunch of money to go to somebody's workplace and be like, hey, you know that you suck and that's why your employees aren't happy. It's not anything else. It's just that you suck. Oh, if we could just work on making you suck less, your employees will be happy.
Consultants like the best job in the world, I imagine.
Google. Yeah, because you don't have to work there you just work there.
And you just like go in and seriously tell people.
Tell them the truth.
Like, hey, so the problem is this.
I know all of your employees.
How you fix it, and now pay me.
Just go ask and all you have to do is go ask like the 3rd level employee what's wrong with this place, and they'll be like, oh well, it's this. And then the consultant who gets paid 9 times as much as that person just repeats what that person said.
Oh boy.
You pay like 6 figures just to get somebody to repeat what you already knew.
I feel like we're offending somebody who works in that business right now. They're like, no, it's way more than that.
No, they're not. They're like, don't tell everybody.
Oh God.
No, they know. No, they know that we know. And it's practically stealing unless, it's practically stealing.
So why do people hire these consulting firms then?
Because they don't want to listen to the lowest paid employee that works for them.
So they're going to pay someone all that money to come in and tell them what the lowest paid employee is telling them.
Well, yes.
Oh boy.
Yes.
Wild.
I stand by that. I stand by that like 90% of consulting is just so that they don't have to listen to somebody that gets paid less than them.
The craziest to me, Phil, is restaurant consultants. Somebody has an idea to open a restaurant.
Yeah.
But they don't even have a good enough idea for their own menu. And you got to hire someone to make your menu for you. You're like, maybe you shouldn't be in the restaurant
this
business.
is the feel that I have for your restaurant that doesn't exist yet. What about like John Taffer?
Yeah. Well, but that's a little different.
He's basically
but he
a
goes
restaurant
in,
consultant.
Trains everyone how to do it,
Yeah.
and does it. I don't think consultants are in the back.
They could
teaching people how to do it.
I'm sure some of them do.
Yeah, maybe.
I guarantee some of them do. Google is number 6 because they've got free coffee.
Yeah.
Delta.
Wait, isn't Google? Can't you bring your dogs into work?
Delta, that has a federal lawsuit against them by their employees.
Nice.
Is number 7 on the list.
Cool.
Lululemon 8.
Never heard of it.
Microsoft 9. Lululemon is the ones that make the yoga pants.
Oh, I love those places.
Jesus Christ. Couple of dudes sitting in a basement talking about yoga pants.
Canceled.
What the hell is HEB? It's a supermarket.
Yeah, never heard of it.
In Texas. So if you're, I think I know that kid.
No, you don't.
Okay. Anyways.
Oh, here we go.
All right. What about the idea that a company where the CEO made minimum wage is $70,000 a year? Yeah, and he also made $70,000 a year. Do you remember that? Out in Washington, there was a study that said that. So you know how they say that money doesn't buy happiness?
Yeah.
Well, there was a study that showed that like a certain amount of money does, and that cutoff. Of course, this was a few years ago before the federal government printed like 60% of the money that's ever existed. And they said that up to $70,000 a year, money does buy happiness. So if you can make $70,000 a year, that's as much money as money will buy happiness.
It makes sense.
If you get what I'm saying.
There's diminishing returns on everything, right? You know, there comes a point when you're overdoing it. So
I'm not sure if I explained that correctly. Like
I've
my
heard
wording
this
was
before.
right, but
yeah.
But essentially that. So then this company out in, I think, Washington said, okay, well, we're all going to make $70,000 then. Like everybody here is going to make $70,000.
Really?
And they figured out, oh, yep, here we go. Oh, he's Ukrainian. What? CEO who gave employees $70,000 minimum wage says revenue tripled 6 years later.
That's not 70,000. That guy puts a lot of money into his hair. That shit's like
not haircuts.
Not haircuts, but I mean,
look at that's. But he hasn't even put money into conditioner. Look at that.
Yeah, maybe
it's just. He's.
I like it. Hey, anybody that's going to pay their employees all $70,000 a year is a good dude to me. So
6 years ago today, when did this article come out? 2021. Okay, so in 2021, he said 6 years ago today, I raised my company's minimum wage to $70,000. Fox News called me a socialist whose employees would be on breadlines. Does anybody understand what socialism is? Like, certainly not Fox News. Paying your employees to work is not socialism.
It is sure not socialism.
It's capitalism, actually. Since then, our revenue tripled. We're a Harvard Business School case study, and our employees had a 10 times boom in homes bought. Always invest in people.
Which goes back into the economy, which is what we want. So,
Price said since creating a $70,000 minimum wage, his workforce has grown by 70% and his revenue tripled. So that's what you got to do. If you want good employees who are going to triple your revenue, pay them. Pay them. And you'll get the best employees.
And for the people that aren't great employees, can them. Because there's no reason they're not. Because they're getting $70,000.
Right.
So it's like, yeah. Hey, thanks, Jay. That was a good discussion. I didn't know about this. It's interesting. Dan Price.
Babies had by the staff grew 10 times. Okay. 70% of employees paid down debt. Homes bought by employees grew 10 times. 401k contributions grew 155%. 76% of employees are engaged at work. Come on, 24%. What are you doing? 2 times the national average. Oof. Customer attrition fell to 25% below the national average. We expanded to a new Boise office and enacted $70,000 minimum wage there. Highest paid employee makes 4 times the lowest paid employee, down from 33 times.
Yeah.
So there you go. That is, what did they do though? Did we say what they do?
I have no clue what they do. All I know is he pays them a lot of money.
What the hell do they do? Dan Price. Gravity payments. Sure. Is it this? Charge It Pro?
Maybe. I don't know.
No, it's not Charge It Pro. No.
Hey,
Gravity
Jay.
payments. Gravity payments. Is that what it
Jay
is?
Jay probably knows.
Be Gravity payments. Find out. Credit card processing.
Interesting. Yeah, owner Dan Price, co-founder and CEO.
So Gravity credit card processing and financial services company.
Boy, sounds really boring.
Yeah, but wow, only 3 people in the company make $70,000. That's the minimum. Most make more.
Yeah, there's something to be said about paying your employees really good. Like, I've always agreed with that. There's also something to say. I hear people always jumping on CFOs and CEOs. Some of them are overpaid and worthless, I'm sure. But there's something to be said. People like Elon Musk and these guys need big money so they can keep changing the world. You know, guys like that, like Jeff Bezos, you know, if they didn't have big money, they couldn't start these crazy companies that innovate new technology for everybody. So there is something to be said. You know, some big guys do need the money, if you're following me, because without it.
Yeah, I guess I'm kind of torn on that, because I think that you probably need that money to attract the big guys, like to do that job. But on the other hand,
I'm not saying to do the job. I'm saying to start new companies.
Yeah, how many? Like, what do you mean?
Like
do we need to go to Mars?
No, that's for him. He's doing that for himself. But there's some like
which companies?
So you go from
which companies that Elon Musk started? Do we need
all of them because they're all awesome? So
we need to go to Mars.
Yeah, sure. I love it. No, I'm talking about it takes like
now SpaceX did just bring the first commercial shuttle to the International Space Station. So that's happening without NASA having to do it, which is kind of cool.
Also shot satellites in the air for Ukrainians to have internet.
So, he did, yeah.
Yeah,
that was interesting.
And if he didn't have a lot of money, he couldn't do stuff like that.
That's probably true.
So that's why there's certain people need money like that to innovate new technology, bring new ideas. Without that money, it can't be done. So that's why there is a discussion for how much money is too much money, and are these people using that money to their own benefit, or are they putting it back in and starting?
Here's my question: better? Who decides how much money is too much money?
Don't know
exactly.
Can't tell you.
Like there was a explanation that I saw for this about people who complain about people who make too much money,
and
it was that the people who make that amount of money, we want those people because they're bringing something to us that we think is valuable enough to give them that money. Like, they bring value to our lives. The iPhone, like, we consider that valuable enough that, like, a lot of us have given $1,000 to Apple so that we could have one.
Yep.
So we obviously think that that's worth $1,000, or else we'd get something else.
All right. So pretty much in line with what I'm saying is, certain people need the money and deserve the money because they're the future. They're the ones that are going to offer all these new companies. I mean, I think the guy that Facebook owns Instagram, right? I don't know. I get lost on all this stuff. it took the money from Facebook to start Instagram, and then
No,
sure, maybe not, but
didn't.
and then you can look at Google and YouTube, and little things like that where
So
without the money they couldn't have started these other ventures.
no, because that's not how those happened. So
What do you?
what happened there, and this is an example of what happens most of the time, I'll say.
Okay.
I think that's correct. If not, let me know. Most of the time, what happens with those types of things is somebody like thousands of people are trying to figure out a way to, or hundreds or whatever, tens, are trying to figure out a way to make a video streaming platform or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And so one of them comes up with YouTube, and then Google's like, well, we've got money. Here's $4 million for your idea. They buy like that from maybe a few different people.
Right.
And then whichever one's the best, they're like, okay, now it's worth $100 million. Now it's the world's largest search engine.
Sure. Right. Yeah.
They don't design those things.
That's true.
Facebook didn't design Instagram.
Those aren't
They
good.
bought it.
Those aren't good.
Google didn't invent YouTube. They bought it.
Right. So those aren't very good. What I don't know examples, but there's great examples, and I'm not a professional at it, so it takes money to make money.
Yeah.
That's all there is to it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm sure people buy startups all the time, but is that startup better under Google? I don't know. Maybe not. Who knows? Don't know. So, but there is something to be said that you need money for better ideas. Do you want all your money into consumers? I don't believe all of our, again, talking $70,000. If $70,000 is the limit, what the rest of it is just toss it away money, right?
Yeah, I mean, well, it's not toss it away money, but once you get over $70,000, that's just it's not going to make you happier.
Right. And my main thing is just consumers are great. They drive the economy. People buying is economy. But at the same time, it's like, and I'm only doing this because I hear a bunch of people are always like, all CEOs are greedy assholes. And it's like, I'm sure.
No, that's not true.
I'm sure a lot are.
Most CEOs don't make billions of dollars.
Right.
Most CEOs don't make millions of dollars.
But you've heard the same thing I've heard. So I'm sure you hear people talk like that.
Oh, people attack those places, but that's not reality either.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, like JP says, is a billion is a million times 1,000. So take $1 billion. And I'm not suggesting that we should do this by any means, but take 1 billion out of the probably 100 plus. Was Elon Musk got to have like 250 billion, something like that now.
I don't know what it
so
is.
you take 1 billion out of that. If 1,000 people had $1 million to start a business with, that would potentially be better than one person having $1 billion to start a business with.
Right.
Because you'd get more different ideas.
Yeah.
And Elon Musk should be able to, I mean, if he's that brilliant, which he, I think is, should be able to come up with those ideas. And he's got the money already. Like, he doesn't, I don't know. Anyway, not to.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure, yeah, Jay, I see where you're coming from, and that's the thing is, I don't think any amount of dollars decides happiness. I've seen people making $30,000 a year be as happy as any person making a lot of money. I think it is you make what you have, So, but I don't know what the cutoff is.
But there's a point where there's a point where you don't really understand what it's like not to have enough to eat, or to worry about where you're going to get enough to be able to have enough to eat,
right?
Or to like buy good food instead of like shitty food, or like even know that that's something that you should do or could do. Like,
Right.
you know, there's certainly a dollar value, and realistically, with $70,000 a year in this area, you can not have to worry about being able to eat. You can not have to worry about being able to keep your utilities on. You can probably afford a mortgage.
70,000 in Yates County is a lot of money.
It is. It's more than most of Yates County makes. But if you had that, like, you can afford a mortgage.
Yeah.
You can afford your food. You can afford your car. Like,
Right.
you don't have to. You might worry about it because you might have bought more than you need.
Right.
You know, you might have bought a nicer house than, so now you're like stressed because now you've got your discretionary income to a smaller amount. But with $70,000, you have discretionary income and you can afford a house and groceries and, you know, whatever you need. Your needs are met.
Yeah.
So just having your needs met, it makes it so that then you can, like, oh, you know what? I'm going to take a day off and go fishing and like that kind of stuff. I don't know. I guess the same thing if you've found a way to get all your needs met for less money, then that's great too. Like, it's not necessarily a set dollar amount, but with 70,000 a year, you don't have to worry about any of that stuff.
Yeah. I'm going from personal experience. I mean, 5 years ago, maybe 6 years ago, I was living off $30,000 a year. And I don't know what that is now. And I felt fine. I had a brand new vehicle. I had a smartphone, internet, TV. I had everything I'd ever want. Could I go on vacation or go to the bar and go crazy with money? No. Couldn't do all the crazy stuff. Did I have to go? Could I go once a year? Yeah. I went on vacations. I just felt like, I was good with my money. You know how much you have.
How much student loan debt did you have?
Zero. I did that on purpose because I wasn't going to go to a big school and get student debt when I could go to a community college and spend way less money. But I didn't put myself in that situation.
Right. So
I knew from a young age that big schools like that meant a lot of debt. And when you can go to a community college and get a degree, thought it was good to start there. So, yeah, I mean, I think you set yourself up for where you want to be. So,
yeah,
something to be said. So, I mean, you get into, student debt, I'm sure that changes a lot of freaking things.
But we're not talking about a homeowner. We're not talking about a parent. We're not talking about,
right.
Like all these things have to be factors.
Right.
And not everybody's going to own a home.
Right.
But
yeah, no, I agree. I think, hey, if you're making $70,000, I bet you feel good. I bet you're freaking happy. Life's good. And I wonder, I bet you now it's probably more money than that.
It sure is.
It probably takes a lot. So yeah. I've always felt like the more money you have, the more debt you have. Because you always
because you think that you should spend more.
You spend more on certain things. And so the $24,000 brand new vehicle you bought is all of a sudden I've learned is all of a sudden a $50,000 truck. And it's like, did you really need it? No, maybe I should have been like Phil and went and found the Russian mafia and bought a truck. I mean, so it's like
I've never owned a new vehicle in my life.
Yeah.
The closest I ever came was when I bought a 1998 Ford Taurus in 2005.
Yeah.
I had a 7-year-old vehicle. That was the newest vehicle I've ever owned.
And that's good spending. Like, it gets you around, you take care of it, and I mean, good stuff. So, but the more that I've made in my life, the more I'm like, oh, I can buy this, right?
Yeah.
No, this isn't too bad. Oh, that's just this amount a month. So I just feel like the more you just more debt on top of more money.
I mean, so what are your best spending tips? Money saving tips?
I just told you I'm not very good at it.
Not good at it.
Yeah, there you go.
I like to play the game of pay off the credit card in full every month. Like, don't spend money you don't have. I'm a big fan of don't spend money you don't have. I've obviously got student loans, which I'm hoping very soon I won't. But that's the only debt that I have is my student loans. And I'm a big fan of not taking debt. Like even buying a vehicle, I don't like to buy a vehicle. Like when I buy a vehicle, I start saving for my next one instead of paying on payments for that vehicle. Like I don't buy a vehicle that I need a loan for and then pay interest on it. I pay myself. And then when I need another vehicle, I've got the cash to buy it.
Yeah.
And so my goal in life is to not pay interest.
That's a pretty good goal, Phil.
minimize taxes, like at least be able to get the most value that you can out of the money that you do have. And if you're paying 19% interest on a credit card, that's not getting good value out of your money.
No.
If you're actually not paying that off each month.
Yeah.
So like even if you've got like 16%, which is really low for a credit card, like that's a lot of money just for every month it to be compounded. And so like if you can not pay interest, you get to use more of your money for the things that you need or things that you want.
Yeah. I'm not a millionaire. And I mean, I go and buy fancy things, but there's always been something to say. If you can't afford to buy it twice, you're not supposed to buy it, right? Isn't that the saying? You're supposed to everything, you have to be able where it won't ever affect you. But the main thing I think our generation's missing is if you have $20,000 sitting in your bank account, you're hindering yourself. Make your money work for you. Put it in the stock market. Buy real estate. Buy things that someday are going to be worth 10 times. Stock market always bounces back. We've learned. Real estate only goes up,
Cash is trash.
Yeah. I try to tell people this all the time. If you
buy Dogecoin,
if you pull up your phone and you show me you have $50,000 in the bank, I'm the least impressed I've ever been in my life. It means nothing to me.
Yeah.
Because that $50,000, I there's something to be said about keeping $5,000 in an account or 10, you're just in case rainy weather money.
Yeah.
But the rest of it should all be in the stock market, in real estate, in business, invest it. And there's such thing as low risk and there's such thing as high risk. I mean, everyone knows the difference. High risk,
and
big
maybe
return.
you should have a little bit of both.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit of both.
Yeah. I mean, Phil and I mean, that's something we don't talk about it much on here, but both of us are big into that. I mean, put our money in the stock market. I put my money in businesses and it's only helped me.
So here's a conversation I have from time to time about that is there are a lot of people who think that they just don't know enough about investing to do it, or they I don't know, they worry that they're I don't know. There's like a million different excuses for why people don't take their dollars and convert it into something that is going to make them money,
right?
Or potentially lose them money. There's always risk, but they don't do it. And what I tell them is that so cash is just another store of value, and it's not a very good one.
Right.
So by holding cash, you're investing in dollars. Would you rather invest in dollars or in something that grows faster than dollars?
And inflation doesn't affect, because your 50,000 in 20 years is 20,000.
Something that the Fed doesn't treat like they treat the dollar, which is like trash. They treat cash like trash. They do.
Cash like trash.
They do. The Fed has no respect for the dollar, and that's why they keep printing more of them. Like, oh yeah, more of those. Why not? We don't even have to have anything to back it up. We'll just make more.
Yeah.
And that's what they do. And that's why your paycheck, unless you got a 7% raise in the past year, is worth less, is because they just printed so many new dollars that the dollars that you have are just worth less. So find a way to invest in something better than cash.
They didn't do us justice growing up. No one really preached to us about where to put your money and how to spend it. I mean, my family could have done a better job. The world could have done a better job, because there was a time when I was like, oh, you have a lot of money in your bank account, you're good. Like, and then you learn like all the rich people make money from investing in other things. Yeah, it has nothing to do with having money in your bank account. But
there's a reason why. What do they say about like uber rich people? Is like they don't own anything, or they don't have any money, but they own everything.
Yeah.
They don't have any money, but they own everything because they've invested their money.
Yeah. Did you see?
There's a reason for that.
Jay's question: business. What would
if you wait, Jay? Can you clarify this question? Are we starting a business together, or are we each starting our own business?
Oh God! If we were gonna start a business together, we'd do like an arms business.
Fuck yeah!
Yeah, probably be an arms business, Jay.
Yeah, we'll make guns.
Honestly, Jay, I would say, separate.
Separate. Okay.
For me,
escort service.
It's always how much time and effort to value is a business going to be, and like where are you going to buy? You know, I mean, when I bought the 18th Amendment, we knew this area was up and coming. We wanted to invest here, and we thought it was going to be a good idea. We didn't plan on doing it forever and get something successful. And if somebody wanted to take it over, go for it. I mean, would I ever do something like that again? Never, because it takes a different type of person like Chet and Rose. Like they are go-getters, love it, they're good at it. So, I mean, there's something to be said for, certain businesses. I think right now, I honestly couldn't tell you exactly what I'd buy, Jay, but I think it's all about buying any piece of real estate and starting a business that you think in 5 years down the road, somebody would want to buy from you for a higher value and capital than you put into it. Really. And Penn Yen's really good right now.
Yeah,
I mean, Penn Yen is up and coming. Penn Yen is the new hub.
Thing is, it's like it grew. I wish, like I'll take at least a tiny amount of the credit for some of the improvements that have happened here. Like I think I've contributed positively. I can't take very much credit because there's so many great people that are doing great things here, but I'll take a little bit of the credit for it. And like I've put all this effort in like volunteering and stuff like that I have made it so that I can't afford a house here.
There you go.
And it's like,
it's pretty expensive to live here.
But I know what business I would start. I'm going to call it Mustang Sally's, and it's going to be male dancers. I'm going to hire Jesse.
Oh God, I'm going to make no money. It's going to be a bad business.
Probably start a media company called It's Rahr, and just go around the country and talk to people and do broadcasts from weird places.
Yeah. There you go. Media company. We could use that.
Yeah.
I think everyone has to understand. I see people start certain businesses here, and I always think like, we all got to remember this is our money here is so tourist driven. I think everyone forgets it's like, it's tourism, and we all get left behind in the winter.
Yep. So
make sure you're doing Phil's got some ideas. Maybe someday we'll get some winter stuff going on here, but
hope so.
Yeah. I hope I'm not the I'll be the Mustang. I don't want to be Sally. So anyways,
or maybe a consulting business.
Don't do it, Phil.
Start a consulting business.
There's so many opportunities in Penn Yen. I'll bet anything right now. You buy any building that's for sale in Penn Yen, you start a good business, good employees, treat customers well. In 5 years, you'll double your money.
Yeah, that's true.
I almost guarantee it. It's here. People here, they want something. People want something new and fresh and something we don't have. A sandwich shop. Like I heard somebody starting a sandwich shop.
Yeah, there's a new sandwich shop coming in.
Genius. That's going to go great. So only the bottom button, Sean. So yeah.
I'm going to need you to button one more button before I serve you.
Yes. That lady was so mean.
Here's what business would you not start? What business would you not touch with a 10-foot pole? And it can't be a restaurant.
Damn it. I mean, but it would make money. Restaurant would make money still. But I mean, here, the main businesses that you see is like people try to like a consulting company.
You wouldn't?
I would not start a consulting company here. I think
I'm going to.
Here's the thing:
Rahr Consulting.
People around here are very self-reliant.
Rahr advice.
When you if you're starting a business and you live here, you feel confident in yourself.
Yeah. But you could do it remotely.
Yeah.
You could travel all around the area, all the city. You could go to Syracuse, Rochester.
There's
Auburn. Watkins Glen.
I almost feel like with the right attitude and right personality, and you can almost start anything and make it
Here's
work.
What business I wouldn't start. And it's a cop-out. I wouldn't start any business where you had to have a lot of stock, like and what I mean is like where you have to have a lot of money in like stuff. Like I wouldn't sell stuff that you had to have. Like
you mean like inventory?
I wouldn't sell. I wouldn't like start a business where you had to have a lot of inventory.
Yeah.
Like especially stuff that takes up a lot of space. I can see selling certain things, but like what Jay does, I think that's good. Like, and you do have to have stock to do that. You have to have inventory to do that, but you don't have to have like a whole bunch of big stuff. You don't have to have a warehouse. You don't have to have like a big store where stuff's going to sit on the shelf for who knows how long.
Yeah.
That cost you like 80% of what you're going to make from it.
And then you resell it and lose money half the time.
And then,
sit so long.
Yep. Yeah. Like I'm just, I would not do.
I think
I wouldn't do.
All the horror stories you hear around here, Jay, if you're thinking about starting a business, I think what you're doing with that wood, if you could get some setup somewhere, you might be shocked at how many people. I love the Cucalic thing you made.
Yeah.
You have sitting on my refrigerator. I think it's awesome. Get compliments all the time. People get way too big. Everyone spreads themselves thin, and that's when you start hearing these horror stories of these businesses collapsing. There's something to be said for you yourself running a business and making it work, because you only have to rely on yourself, and you care more about your business and the outcome than anyone else does. So you start seeing people, hey, let's start a business here, and all of a sudden you're only one person and you can't be in 5 different places. So
and then we're on Etsy, right?
Yeah.
What do you think about Etsy? Jay, what's the deal on Etsy? Spellcraft Woodworks.
Is Jay on Etsy?
Right? Isn't it Spellcraft Woodworks? Spellcraft Woodworks? Is it one word? Oh, snap. It's one word.
Oh, shit, Jay. Look at that.
So if you go on Etsy and search Spellcraft Woodworks, you're going to find a whole bunch of cool stuff like ornaments.
Look at the cucas.
Scenic Lake, Cucalake. Look at this thing. It's like a snowflake made out of a whole bunch of Cucalakes.
Look at that ornament up there, Phil.
Which one?
The top left. I've never seen. I want that one.
Yeah, it's cool, right?
I've never seen that one. Yeah, Jay, these are sweet.
The ones that have I don't know what that is, if it's epoxy or if it's dye or paint or what it is.
Yeah.
Camp Corey.
And $10 is nothing. No one can say that. Yeah, look at all these 5-star reviews.
Look at that 5-star. 5-star. 5-star.
Awesome. You're doing a good job.
Custom orders.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like that kind of thing seems like
so sweet.
Something to get into.
Heck yeah. People get a little stand at the windmill. I mean,
you
kill it. Oh, look at that. I didn't even notice Jay wrote that. We were looking at a different screen.
If you can get
Jay.
in the windmill, you can.
Yeah.
Man, I'll tell you what. You can really do some stuff there, especially if you can. I wonder if you had to stand at the windmill doing what he does, would you do it there?
Heck yeah.
Would you have it running, be doing it there?
For show. I wouldn't really do it.
You wouldn't really do it?
I would pretend I did it there.
What if you had for $100, I'll do a custom one?
Sure.
By the end of the day or something. And then people could.
Well, then we're talking about you need more people to work, right?
Maybe.
Yeah. Because now you got to hire somebody.
You just need somebody. You need your girlfriend to take cash.
Yeah. If you can talk your girlfriend into working for free, which is never it works, but it's always bad.
I'm not sure, but I'm not sure. I don't want to get into the weeds too much, but with that thing, I feel like there's a part of the time that you need to spend setting it up, but then I don't think you have to stand over it the whole time.
I don't know anything about it.
So you could, in theory, like take some time to set something up and then let it run while you take care of the customers.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, Jay. When you get into big corporate jerks like myself who want to buy them for $5 a piece from you and sell them for 10, just let me know. So.
Well, there you go. Yeah, you could get those on the shelf up at Barrington Distillers on Bill Bailey Road in Dundee.
Yeah. Geez. Yeah.
No. When's your next big event up there? You got food truck today?
Yesterday.
Oh, I missed it. Food truck next week?
No.
Oh, that's a lot of time, Jay. You'd have to charge people like $100 at least for that.
An hour to design, hour to engrave. Yeah, I don't know what goes into it. Yeah, we won't have anything going on until Memorial Day weekend. We're kind of dry till then.
Really?
So, yeah.
A dry distillery?
Lots of liquor, dry on entertainment.
Just liquor.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about starting a tomato relish thing to go with the distillery?
I don't like tomatoes.
You know, like ketchup, you know?
Ketchup's good.
Yeah.
Why am I designing ketchup?
Just to have ketchup and liquor.
Okay. I hate you as a person.
Me? You gotta have ketchup and liquor.
Yeah, sure, Phil. Oh God.
Oh well, about, I think
Katara's "The Earth is Flat" thing.
Oh my
today.
God, Tara's crazy.
I wish she was on.
She told me, like, seriously, a couple weeks ago, I bumped into her, and she goes, "We're not slashing tires anymore. Now we got to drink gas." And I'm like, "What?" She's like, "Yeah, because it's so expensive that it would be worse for somebody if you drank their gas than if you cut their tires." And I'm like, "Yeah, but it would be worse for me too. Like, I'm not gonna drink anybody's gas."
That's the problem with her.
Are you trying to tell me to drink gas?
Need to have a talk with her. She's wild.
The great part was just still that, man, I can't believe that you don't believe that the Earth is flat.
You guys had me. I was so mad that night. It was like, the Earth's not flat. You're all just dying. Oh boy, what a day! All right, well, hey, anyone wants some cool stuff? Spellcraft Woodworks on Etsy. I didn't know that Jay had an Etsy site.
Oh yeah,
cool, man.
And send pictures of volunteers, including yourself, to It's Rahr using the hashtag #ImpactYates. Please,
it's free.
Do it. Doesn't cost anything to enter, except a little bit of your time, and you can keep the gift certificate. You can share it. You can donate it to somebody that you think will get better use out of it than you. They make great gifts. It's in the name of it. So there you go. ImpactYates. Do it.